So this morning, we're going to talk about, let me just check the other screen. Okay, good morning. So we're going to talk about today what I bring along with me when I nature journal, hike, plein air, whatever you want to call it, that the load can become heavy. So we want to minimize what we bring and make sure that what we have with us can get the job done when we're outdoors. So the first thing I want to talk about is this journal that I've been falling in love with. It's the Stillman Byrne Epsilon series. So there's about 6 different series. This one's considered kind of like a mixed media wash. It takes light watercolors, but I could do pencils and I love inks on it. So it's a soft cover. They come in hard cover. They come in different sizes. Let's move this up a little bit. Maybe we can get the whole thing in. So I don't know, 8 by 10, something like that. And what I do is I inserted this piece of, it was $1.99 at Hobby Lobby, and I put it behind my paper. So if I'm out in the field, I don't have to bring a board, and being that it's not a hardcover, it's a little bit sturdier. Plus, if it bleeds through, like the Sharpie did, it's coming through the page. So I can still use this page, but protect it. I don't know if I did. I was keeping track of some of the moon stuff. So there's a lot of sketchbooks out there. If you're going to do watercolors, you want to make sure that it is mixed media or watercolor paper. This one, it works really great for me, and I've been able to do some ink sketches, watercolor sketches, and it seems to work pretty well for me. So light washes are really nice. So we'll get back to that. I carry my see-through gridded ruler. They come in 6 inches, 12 inches, 18 inches. But it's really good for measuring outside, plein air, measuring trees and getting relationships back into the paper correctly. I bring some bug spray with me. Down in Florida, we still have good weather for a while. I like to bring artist tape. Okay, so I need to tape something down. I take my phone camera with and always take pictures of what I'm trying to draw. In the outdoors, we know by Monet's haystacks that the light and the wind changes very quickly. This is a cool little bag. I got it at the local office supply store, and it actually stands up, which I really like. So one of the things I bring is this Prismacolor Color Erase Non-Photo Blue. Looks like I've got some paint on it. And it erases. Sometimes it's hard to see, so I still have my backup Tombow HB pencil. Sometimes I bring F's and B pencils with me. I really like this Twisty Erase Pentel. This one's a 0.7, and it has a pretty good eraser. I believe it was a Target product, inexpensive, great to have. Use it a ton. It's a nice fine point. I bring my refillable brushes. So it opens up. Sometimes when you get them, they have caps. There's many brands. This one doesn't say the brand, but I really like it. Let's see. I see some writing on the back. Let's see if I can get it. I can't read it. It's a Pentel. And I don't know, some people really sort of get like the Kurtaki brushes, but it has a nice point and you just squeeze it and it has water in it. But I also take with me, see where I put it right now, is a little bottle of water. Okay, maybe that can't, this angle's a little better. I bring a little scissor with, you know, sometimes I want a piece of the specimen if it's in a place that I feel comfortable trimming or paper. I have a kneaded eraser piece in this little side pocket. I also have a flat brush for doing big washes. Not real happy with this brand, so look for those Kurtaki ones if you can find them. And that's also refillable, and it squeezes through to get wet. I'm noticing I have a cap on here. That might be my problem. Sometimes you need to take these off. Let's see if it floats better. That might have been my problem. Yep, I think so. Oh, it's leaking, so that you gotta keep, on some of these you need to remove the cap, but I just think it's the brush. And then what's really nice about these brushes is they also have another little cap. I take a paper towel and it unscrews, so it makes it even longer to use. So that's a nice brush to have. So nature journaling is really a great way to connect with nature. And I think what I'm going to do, see if I can blow up this, won't let me do that right now. Let's see. Okay, so we've got the two refillable brushes I take with. I also take this travel brush with. It has a really great point and it's soft enough that it will blend things. And when I pop it in the cap, it gives me a full brush. Keep it pointed. I also take, this is a little brush that helps me lift up. Now on the Stillman Burn, you can't do too much lifting, but if I had watercolor paper with me, I'd be able to do some correcting. If I put the Mr. Clean eraser to lift up, it would just disintegrate the paper. So that's not something I take with. I like my two pointed Sharpie. It's got a thick end and a small end, and it's permanent. So we'll talk about that in another video about permanent inks. I take a crayon with as a resist, and I have a little spray bottle to activate my paints. I take a Presto white jumbo corrector with to, if I lose some of the white, it's, you know, it's different than painting watercolors. I can use a resist. Paper towels, and then all these things basically will go back into my pouch. And then if I'm sitting down, it can, you know, stand up on the ground. I take a variety of brush pens with me, and I've been paying attention to the ones that are more waterproof as well. So let's just kind of pick up these things so I can move on. So those of you who have taken classes with me know I teach from a 6-color palette. What I've added in here is an opaque white, a burnt sienna, and a Payne's gray. So those are things that I can't make the opaque white, but I can certainly make burnt sienna and Payne's gray, but I use them a lot, so I choose. So this is made out of a metal tin, and then I put in a piece from gum packets in there, and from my tubes, I squeeze out the paint, and it works just really fine. It's lightweight, it's very compatible. And then I just keep a piece of wax paper in here. Now, if I'm leaving the field and it's wet, I would put a piece of paper towel over it to absorb the wetness. And that's when, you know, I had used my spray bottle to activate the paint. So that's one alternative. And then I did have a piece of the metal sticks to the metal up here, which I'll talk about in a few minutes. And then below it is a piece of Velcro. So this is another palette that I purchased that I liked, because even though this is a watercolor palette board that you can buy through the local art stores, if I made runny puddles, it would cause, it was a mess. So I decided to get this palette. It comes with a travel brush. This piece lifts out, maybe hard to see. Let's put it on the dark background. And then I have this big surface area to paint with. Just see some paint, gonna lift that up. And then to clean the palette, I always take, when I get home, some Astor's watercolor brush. So you can see that paint won't lift. So it really lifts up a lot of the staining colors. So you can see it comes pretty much right off. I did use some phthalo blue, and that does help lift it. So I don't worry about that until I'm really home out in the field. But I do have my little jar of water that I can clean, and paper towel to wipe the tips, because even with the water soluble type brushes, you still need it. So this hooks on to this, or I could use the metal tin. So I have Velcro on the back. And this is not my idea, but I thought it was clever. And when I take this out, this upper piece, my palette mixing my paints, and what I do, which I thought was really clever by another artist, is I can stick this in my sketchbook, and if I'm standing or even sitting, I kind of have it stuck in here, and I can paint. So it's a really great thing. This is a watercolor pad. I can also mix my colored pencils on here. But if you make puddles, remember, it's going to drip, you know. But if I'm laying flat, or if I'm on a picnic table or something like that, you know, so I want to be portable. And then this all closes up, and I can stick it in my satchel type bag. So besides these things, take with me, I take my Crumb Pens because they are waterproof, and I have a couple sizes with me. This one's a brush pen. It has a brush tip. And then if you haven't used microns, they're wonderful. They come in different tip sizes, so you get different thicknesses of weight of your line. The 0.005, there may be a 0.03 now, and it goes up to, I think, 0.8 being the thickest. Those are really good to take with. And then I've really been into ink pens, and right now the The one that's working for me, and I had it, is a Pilot Kakuno, K-A-K-E, and let's see, K-A-K-U-N-O-O. And you can get ink cartridges for it, but the problem was my ink was smearing because it wasn't waterproof. So I'm going to go over that in another video. I have several because I've been experimenting with. This one is a Sailor pen, and the tip is really different. The problem is most of the cartridges for refill are not waterproof. So you have to find what they call these converters, fill them with, there's only a few waterproof, really waterproof inks. So when you draw it, you wait a second or two and you touch it, it doesn't smear. And then I really love my Sumi ink pen, and it has a really fine point. So I'm trying to figure out the ones I like the best out in the field, and I have several. So this is what I take with me. And I have this satchel bag. Mine's from the Botanical Society. And it has a pouch up here to put keys and personal stuff in there. I usually have my phone in a pocket and a big area to put all those supplies and a couple pen area. I even have like a compass that I've been playing with to work with, a loop, magnifier. If I want to get details of a plant, I have that where I can really see stamens and very small details if I need be. So that's basically it. I hope that helps you along your way. Stay tuned for the next video I'm going to do on ink, the ink pens, the waterproof ink pens, and it will be another short video for you. So if you have any questions, let me know. And I have a free evolving art community on Friday mornings. If you're interested, I need your email to send the link. So have a great weekend and stay tuned. And of course, if you like this, please like it, please subscribe, and you can follow me also on YouTube. Thank you.